Dear students, welcome to the lecture series of digital electronics. And uh, the first lecture will be dealing with the basic concepts of digital electronics. Digital electronics. And, so this particular lecture will deals with the concepts of digital electronics. After completion of this particular session or lecture, you will be able to define a digital signal, identify the necessity of the digital signals, and list the areas which require digital electronics and concepts, and summarize the real-world applications using digital electronics. Now, after that, first of all, you need to know what is a digital signal and where we use the digital signals and what is and why we need digital signals. So first thing, what is a digital signal? So every information is represented in the forms of zeros and ones, whether it may be alphabets A to Z, whether it may be numbers 0 to 9, any digit or any number is represented in the form of zeros and ones. That is what a digital signal means. And where do we use the digital signals? Most of the computers and processors will be using the digital information format to process the information or to transfer the information within the blocks of a computer. And in the communication also, we use a digital communication. We'll be hearing the digital type of communication. That means the information will be transmitted in the form of zeros and ones. So the information is transmitted through a wire in the form of zeros and ones. That is what the digital communication. And why the information will be converted into zeros and ones? Actually, nature signals are analog signals, which are not digital. You have to convert that into digital, then transfer that digital information through the wires or optical cables in current technology. Right? So that is what the digital communication system. So most of the communication or long distance communication, definitely they require a digital type of communication. And networking applications and most of the layers will be dealing with the digital information and some other so many applications. And why we need a digital signal? Because the digital signals can be easily, effectively, and efficiently transmitted through any mode of communication or in any mode of communication. So that's why even these can be easily processed and effectively processed where the efficiency of the process gets increased. So that is the need, necessity, and definition of a digital. And DE or digital electronics is required for CSE students. So if the term electronics is there, don't think it is related to electronics. As I said, it is meant for CSE students also. So the famous CSE scientists or programmers say that, suppose if you take the words by Donald Smith, right? So what he says, people who are more than you casually interested in computers should have at least some idea of what the underlying hardware is like. So at least you must have an idea of hardware. What does the hardware internally it have? Then you can write a good program. So definitely for the CSE students, digital electronics plays a vital role in MS programs, in GATE exam, as well as in programming specifically, right, to a specific hardware unit. This is what the requirements of DE for CSE students. In the scope of a digital electronics, there is a wider scope like you can do the projects related to co-design, that means mixture of hardware and software. There definitely you require a digital electronic concept. And there would be some bridge courses related to this. That means in fifth semester, you are going to study microprocessor, which deals with digital electronics. Computer architecture and organization require digital electronics. And if you're doing MS in embedded systems, definitely you require DE concepts. And artificial intelligence, current technology uses the digital concepts. And of course, for higher education also it is very important. And specifically when you're writing the GATE exam for CS specialization, you'll be getting 6 to 9 marks from digital electronics. Right. So this is also a crucial marks for CSE to get a good percentage because uh, you can easily attempt your core subjects, but if you attempt DE questions and if you are getting good, if you are scoring good marks in DE, definitely you can get a good percentage in the GATE exam too. So this is the scope of a digital electronics. The applications of digital electronics, so many applications are there, and most of the real world problems definitely require a digital skills. But the best examples is visitor counter to a library or to any mall or to any tourist place. So if you want to design a visitor counter, definitely you require a digital electronics. Traffic light controller, day-to-day life will be seeing the countdown section in a traffic lighting system where it deals with the counter and which is related to digital electronics. RAM and ROM information will be stored in zeros and ones. So how that stored which require a digital electronics. Simple processors like RISC processors, home appliances like water geyser, uh, water purifier, where sensor will be automatically turned off when the level reaches or when the temperature reaches. So definitely it require a digital signal. So if you are giving logic 0 to a sensor, sorry, logic 0 to switch will be off. That means the supply to the geyser or supply to the water purifier gets off. So if you're giving logic 1, right? So whenever you're giving a signal, logic 1 is applied to the switch. So switch will be on and by which corresponding purifier or geyser gets turned on. So this is what the digital concepts that are used in real world applications. So there are so many applications related to digital electronics. You can go to the course web, my course web, which consists of all the relevant information uh, related to digital electronics and the syllabus, lecture schedule, table of specifications. You can find course project titles, research titles, patents, and all the question paper templates. Along with this, all the CDTs, classroom discussion topics, videos of all the CDTs, that is classroom discussion topics, and as well as SLTs, self-learning topic videos. You can find everything in my course web. You can access through my course web. This is what the basic introduction of this introduction about myself. So, from the next session, we will be discussing the first topic, that is number systems. Thank you, students. If you are having any queries, please do post your queries in the course web. This is up to first session. Thank you, students.